I didn't realize that just moving on faith and not just saying words, but putting action into it. I'm now reassured. I now know for certain that I made the right decision. Hey guys, it's been a while. I took some time off, and now I'm back. You know where I am because the glow is real. The glow is giving what it's supposed to give. The glow is giving. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I was back in Toronto, Canada for about 2 months, and those 2 months were, what would I call them? Just it was very much interesting. We're gonna use interesting. I think that is probably the best way to describe that time there. Let me just do the intro real quick. So welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Francine, aka Miss Fancy, and here on this channel I talk about travel and life abroad. So today I'm going to be talking about finding unexpected peace and serenity here in the Dominican Republic. If you've been here for a while, you know that I relocated to the DR back in November of 2024. I feel now more than ever going back to Toronto, I'm now reassured. I now know for certain that I made the right decision relocating. If I didn't know before, that trip back, those 2 months really solidified and confirmed it for me. I wanted to take this time out to just encourage somebody today. I want to inspire you to think differently, to open up your mind. Wherever you are in your life, whether in your 20s or in your 30s or in your 40s or your 50s, there comes a time in your life when you get to a point where you're like, what do I really want out of life? Is this all that life is about? And how can I find more? If you think about everything that completes you as a person, if you think about it from this perspective, like think about your physical, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual, financial. From that standpoint, if you were to go through each one of those things and found that there is some sort of gap or disconnect, if you take a real analysis of all of that and really think about it and ask yourself, am I happy? Am I at peace? I see a lot of videos online and I think about this all the time. People say, sometimes we're not where we're meant to be because we're not living where we're supposed to be living. A lot of us are immigrants or parents moved to a different country. Take me, for instance, my parents are Jamaican. I'm Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica. My parents migrated to Canada. They lived there. They worked hard. I feel that that generation was all about just working, making money, and surviving. But does that mean that because my parents migrated to Canada, that means that's where I'm supposed to remain? Does it mean because my daughter was born in Canada, that's where she's supposed to stay? The world is huge. There's 195 countries in the world, and you're telling me that you believe in your heart that the country where you were born is where you're meant to be, spend out the rest of your life? Or maybe you don't think that. Maybe you think about the possibility of moving somewhere else, but you probably just can't afford to do it. Or maybe you can afford to do it, but you're afraid to make the move. Now, if it's the latter and you're afraid, then I ask you this question. What are you afraid of? Because living from a place of fear is no living at all. And what are you fearful for? Fear of judgment, the fear of what people think about you, fear of failure? Because if it doesn't work out, like in my situation, I say to myself, if it doesn't work out, at least I tried, I gave it a shot. And the worst thing that can happen is I just go back and I can start over. You have the permission to start over. You have the permission to rewrite your story. Don't allow society to write your story for you. Don't allow society to dictate to you how you should live your life. You will never see your truest potential or show up authentically if you are living from a place of fear of someone else's judgment? What would this person think about me if I did this or did that? That sounds crazy. Or everybody is doing it, so I'm not going to do it. I always say this to people when people say that to me. It's like when you go to the grocery store and you look down the bread aisle, can you count how many different brands of bread do you see? No two people are alike, not even identical twins. So no one's like you. Not doing something because of fear of judgment or whatever the case may be. It's really sad. I used to be that person that lived from a place of fear of judgment, fear of failure. I think I would rather live with failing at trying than not trying at all. But if you're considering moving abroad, wherever that may be, or changing jobs, or whatever it is you want to do, but you're fearful, just pray about it. You will know if something is right for you when it actually comes easier. I feel like if something is not meant to be, there will be a lot of resistance. However, on the contrary, if something is meant to be, I feel like God has a way of easing the burden and paving the way for you. I wanted to encourage you, if you're thinking about doing something, whatever it may be, give it a shot. I always say pray about it first. Consult your maker first about it and ask him for direction, ask him for instruction, ask him how you should go, how you should pivot, and take it from there. Take it from there. So back to what I was saying before, my trip to Toronto has really solidified for me that moving abroad was a good decision. When I decided to relocate here last year, I wanted better. And mind you, I didn't say to myself, I know moving to the Dominican Republic is going to be much better. No, I live my life on faith. I don't subscribe to the fear newsletter. I subscribe to faith, living on faith, and that's it. I choose to show up for myself, and I trust the God that I serve. And I have so much faith in him because he has worked in my life. I can't begin to even tell you just how the Lord has worked in my life. Living from a place of fear is no living at all. You miss out on so much when you are living in fear. And I believe in designing the life you desire. And I know people will say not everybody can do what you do. I get that. But if you could do it, would you? That's what you need to ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Are you happy? Are you content? Do you feel like your hard work and your efforts are being appreciated? And are they even making a difference in your life? Are they making you a better person? Do you see your situation changing in the next 2, 3, or 5 years? Or do you see it getting progressively worse? Now is the time to look at your life and say, I desire better. I desire more out of life. How can I get that? Where can I find that? I came here seeking something, but then I found something far more profound. Something that I didn't realize that I needed that would pretty much encompasses everything else. I found peace. This unexpected serenity completely reshaped my understanding of peace. It's not a travel story. It's really a journey of surprising moments that led to a breakthrough for me that I didn't know I needed. I sit here with tears in my eyes because I can be by myself, sitting right here by myself, and be at peace and be at my happiest. I didn't realize that just moving on faith and not just saying words, but putting action into it. There's a lot of people that say, I'm tired of this life. I just need better, but never actually seek better. But I believed that there was better and I sought better. I chose to seek better, not knowing what was on the other side, but I found a peace that I cannot explain. And when people ask the question, why the DR? I can't explain. I know everyone has their own opinions about Dominican Republic, and I cannot always relate to someone else's experience. I can only speak on my experience because I haven't had any bad ones. If you really knew my story, you would understand the tears that fall from my eyes. I was looking forward to this moment. Those 2 months, I prayed that they went by so fast because I was looking for this moment. A sense of peace, a sense of calm. I cannot put words to it. I'm sorry. I don't know how to articulate that. But there's just something about this place. And I'm not telling you to come here. I'm telling you that whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're going through, if your body is telling you that it's time to make a move or a shift, listen to your body, man. Your body will let you know when it's time to change positions. Your body knows. And I came here looking for all your beautiful weather. I came here looking for a lot of things. But I'm going to keep it 100 with you. 100 with you. But even if I were to sit here and had no money in my bank account, yeah, as long as I have a roof over my head and food, I would be just fine as long as I am here. There's just a joy attached to this place that is indescribable. Words cannot explain. And I'm really holding back tears because I don't want to ugly cry on the screen. But I love it here. And I'm not saying this is the be all and end all for me. Okay, I'm not saying DR is like my forever, but it could be. Because as much as I may desire and as much as I may want something, if God says otherwise, then hey, I gotta also listen. Maybe it won't work out in a few years and I gotta go somewhere else or go back. And I pray that's not the outcome. But I challenge you today to take a bet on yourself, to allow faith to move you, and to remove fear from the equation. And if you struggle with fear, I would say you need to earnestly and deliberately pray to remove fear from your life, because fear is not a factor. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace. You deserve to meet the best version of yourself. I would like to believe that you're a good person, and good people deserve good things. So you owe it to yourself to give yourself the opportunity to find the good that you seek, that you crave, wherever it may be, whichever part of the world it may be. There's 195 countries in the world, and you decide to just occupy one, the one that you were living in by default. You didn't even choose to live there. At least go somewhere where you made the decision to live and not act as if you're stuck somewhere. I hope this encourages somebody today. And my hope is that if you are seeking peace, you can one day find it, and find it soon. Take a bet on yourself. There's so much life to live. Just remember that fear is not a factor, and you have to intentionally design the life you desire. So if you like this content and you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification, give me a thumbs up, let the algorithm know that you like this content, and leave me a comment because it always goes down in the comment section. Until next time, please take care, stay safe, and God bless. Bye.